I'd like to ask the Minister for Infrastructure what action he is taking to reduce traffic congestion caused by fast food outlets on Peel Road.
The Minister for Infrastructure to reply.
Congestion experienced on Peel Road, adjacent to any business, including fast food outlets, is a byproduct of their success in attracting people to that business. Traffic congestion results from an imbalance between, on the one hand, the operating practices of the business, including the availability of car parking and custom queue management, and on the other hand, the arrival and departure patterns of customers. Where this congestion spills back onto Peel Road, especially during peak periods such as weekday evenings or Saturday lunchtimes, it is reasonable to expect that vehicle drivers will experience some delay. Unfortunately, due to the width and the layout of the road, there is little action that can be taken in terms of road engineering. It is possible that future proposed developments of other food outlets in the area will change the traffic patterns, and the congestion on Peel Road will be alleviated then, and the Department will monitor congestion should this development progresses. Through the Government's Active Travel Strategy, the Department is currently working on measures to encourage customers who travel to these businesses to walk, cycle or use public transport.
Supplementary, Mr. Shimmins.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I'm grateful for the Minister's response. I'm slightly confused. Does the Minister recognise that the Quarterbridge junction is one of the busiest on the island and traffic tails back in all directions from the drive-through fast food outlet? Is he really saying that there are no practical measures at his disposal which could alleviate this congestion?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unfortunately, this particular junction is very difficult. I do agree we need to monitor it and to ascertain, but with the width of the road in that place, and also the pedestrian crossing just before that, actually prevents, if you like, a right lane, if you like, to allow more cars in that. And obviously the priority is to allow at that juncture pedestrians and potentially cyclists to cross at that level. I think this is an area that we need to continue to monitor. It is particularly narrow at that point, and whilst we will monitor it and look for congestion issues, unfortunately we are limited in that area.
Supplementary, Mr. Shimmins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like the Minister to confirm categorically that there is nothing that he can do to reduce the congestion that has been caused by this fast food drive-through outlet in the busiest junction on the Isle of Man.
Reply, sir.
I think at this stage, at this point, it is very difficult to see measures without huge, massive engineering. As I say, the road width at that junction is particularly narrow. If they can't get through turning right, then there's a limitation, and it's normally that action that actually limits how many more cars can then queue. But as I say, we will monitor it with other developments that may or may not happen, and look for alternatives. As I say, the priority on that junction, there is a pedestrian way, and that obviously has a priority.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is the problem, and certainly in the place where we're talking about here, not just about inadequate space on the site itself, so that cars can't actually get in off the main road and onto the site? And is that perhaps an opportunity for the Minister to look again at what guidance is issued when looking at, for example, planning applications, just to making sure that there is adequate space on these sites where there is any form of drive-through, to make sure there's adequate parking and space for that to cope with the number of vehicles? Because I think what's happened is experience has shown us that there just isn't space on the site for the amount of traffic that's trying to use it.
Mr. Harmer.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right when these sort of developments are considered, that those sort of highway conditions are really, really important, and I think it's not about just current flows that need to be considered, but also flows in future years and potential uptake. And as I say, this is highlighted by these limitations, and hopefully will be a lesson that's taken forward.
Supplementary, Mr. Shimmins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is the Minister aware that we're not alone in seeing junctions which have traffic congestion? Would it be possible to install a yellow box, checked box junction to avoid people blocking this main road?
I'll certainly look at everything, but as I say, the actual environmental constraints are really difficult with that particular junction.